Hello everyone, welcome to SprintIT webinar and today's topic EUDR directive and especially how companies can meet the requirements with directly from Odoo with our EUDR module. My name is Jukka Levan. I work as a project manager at SprintIT. I have been responsible for the development of this module, and we have had customers involved also with the development work and have received valuable comments during the demos, for instance, that we have held during the development work. The webinar lasts 40 minutes. You will receive a link to the recording and also the materials. After the webinar, you have a chance to write questions. If you have any questions, please write into the chat there during the webinar, and we have reserved about 10 minutes at the end of the webinar to answer the questions. And then in the webinar, we go through shortly overview what the EUDR is about, then our module functionalities and also live demo, and then questions and answers you might have. A few words about SprintIT. We have been working with Odoo for over 10 years already. Offices in Finland and in India, Helsinki, the main location in Finland. We currently have over 60 employees, cover the Finnish market, but also serve customers abroad. SprintIT is Finland's first Odoo Gold partner, and we are also part of the Best Odoo Partners Network, BOP, and turnover approximately 5.5 million euros. But to begin with, let's have a short poll. You can answer through your user interface. First, the first question would be, have you received any customer requests already related to EUDR reporting from you? So what is your situation related to your customers? So please click the answers in the pool. Let's wait for a while. Some answers still coming in there. And yes, still a few clicks there. But it looks like the answer, 2/3 answer yes. So it means that you have already requests from your customers. Then the next question still, where are you yourself with the EUDR preparation? So are you just still getting familiar with the topic and the requirements, or are they already at least to some extent familiar to you, but practical implementation is still ongoing, or are you already everything is in order and you are ready to fulfill the requirements? So please click answer for this question. Let's wait for a while still. And it looks like it's about 50-50 between that still getting familiar with the topic and the requirements, and then to somewhat familiar, but practical implementation is still ongoing. So looks like those are the situation, and there are no the 0% answer that everything is in order already. But thank you for your answers on those. That was, I would say, pretty much expected. How the thing is that the EUDR requirements, there is knowledge that this comes into effect, but still the practical implementation is ongoing or under planning. Very shortly about the EUDR, what is it? So I would say two main points there. The aim, of course, is to reduce the deforestation and by regulating the trade of products that might have a risk of cause the deforestation that are imported into or made in the EU market. One important topic is that the origin of the product must be traceable. And the scope of the regulation is very wide, and it applies to wide range of products and companies. As we know, we can notice from the picture here, also, for instance, cattle or meat is in the list as the livestock grazing has very high effect on deforestation, but also many other commodities here like coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and so on. And the complete list of the products that fall under this regulation, the list can be found on the EU site. So it's actually annexed to the actual directive. Does the regulation apply to your business? So of course, if you operate in the EU and your product is listed, then it to some extent applies, and it depends what is your role in the value chain. So if you place the products on the market, then you must submit a product information to this EU traces system, so-called due diligence statement. Make the due diligence statement. But if you are only trading the products, you are not importing into the EU, then as a minimum, you must still verify the origin of the products and obtain the reference numbers from your suppliers and then forward them to your customers. So that's the minimum if you are trading products in the list. If you have any doubts about whether the regulation applies to your products, to your company, you may contact of course, your local EUDR authority. In Finland, this is the Finnish Food Authority, but and I'm sure you find your local authority in your country. As already mentioned, the regulations published 2023 in June, and it will enter into force in two phases at the end of this year for the large companies, end of June next year small and micro companies. Then how our module can help you with fulfilling the requirements. Briefly, three main functionalities. First, if you receive the due diligence statement references from your supplier, you save them and link them to the lot numbers in Odoo, and then they are supplied to the customer on the delivery slip at the point of delivery. And here, good note is that we have built-in validation also, so that entered references, they are checked with the EU traces system, so that not faulty reference numbers can be entered, or at least you will receive a warning about that. Then the second case is if you import products that fall under the regulation. If you are the importing, so you place the products first time in the EU market, then you must fill or send the due diligence statement to this EU traces system. The EU traces system it's a web service, requires logging, and the manual entry can be done through this web page. Looks like this, but with our module, the same data is gathered from Odoo and sent with one click to the web service through the API of the web service. And then the third use case is that if you are manufacturing products, not trading or importing only, but also manufacturing products that are subject to the regulation, you must also make the due diligence statement similar to the first use case, and registration is done for the lot or serial numbers in Odoo, and then you forward the numbers to your customers. Just as a flow chart, the three use cases here. So the simple one, receiving the information. This is only basically saving the data with the lot number, and then of course you deliver. Also, you have the lot information on the delivery side, and then we supply the information on delivery slip. Of course, it's available in Odoo for any electrical or EDI or any interfaces that you might have. The data is there. Then the second case, if you are you have the obligation to make the registration yourself, send the due diligence statements. That can be done at the receipt if you are the importer, or if you are manufacturing, then you can do it in Odoo on the manufacturing form in the manufacturing module. So those are the basic use cases that we have in Odoo. And now let me share my Odoo screen so we can go directly into the actual demo. And here the basic configuration, it's very simple for the EUDR module. We have EUDR section here now in the inventory app, and what you need at least as a minimum, you need one login credentials for the EU traces system, but there is possibility to add multiple logins for Odoo users that have if you have multiple loggings, personal loggings to the EU traces system. And then another configuration is whether you are using the EU traces test web service, or then of course whenever the directive comes into effect, you will move to the actual reporting, but we have ability to send the data also to this test environment, so you can check what information you send to EU test acceptance or test environment. And you need separate loggings for both of these web services. And then here you can also select the default user. This means that you, like I mentioned, you must have at least one logging credentials in the system that's needed, and but then this default logging is used if there are no personal logging credentials for separate Odoo users. But those basically currently the configuration options here. And then let's go and check also what is on the product side. Some modifications here made. One, the requirement to use the EUDR reporting is that you need to have tracking on based on lots or serial numbers, because then the verification references, or the due diligence statement references are linked to the lot numbers. It's basically because of on the delivery side, you need to know what numbers you are actually, what lots you have registered, so that is linked to the lot data. And then on the inventory tab, you need actually two things here. Two important things is the weight of the product and also the HS code here. So this is the close to the CN code, the common commodity code, but also in Odoo, standard Odoo a field that is now used in the registration. So this is needed. And then we have separate tab for EUDR. Once the product is tracked by lot or inventory, then you can mark it as a EUDR product. And then there are also two separate fields, description, that if you do not want to use the sales description, that is default or standard field in Odoo, you can make separate description for the EUDR registration. Same goes with the scientific name, usually used with, for instance, food products or plants or similar products. But these are fields that are used in the registration. So let's show live how the actual registration works. On the purchasing side, if we are receiving products, now I have made ready purchase order, which it's a standard thing in Odoo now. And once you confirm the purchase order, Odoo automatically, as you might know, as Odoo users, there is of course the received record already available. So we go to the received record, and then what we do here is we need to define the lots that we have received, and here I have 3 lots totaling to 20 pieces that we have ordered, and I have already done the registration for the first lot, and then we can continue with the two remaining lots. So once we click the register EUDR button here on the receipt form, our module, it automatically picks the first lot that has not been registered yet. So this was the second on the stock picking or stock move lines, the receipt lines. And what information we have here, of course, the lot number, the product name. This is actually the stock line that we are receiving. Product name, yeah, and here the scientific name description, lot volume, which means in this case it means the quantity, 5 pieces, and then the net weight, the weight coming from the product form. Number of articles, that's the let's say the unit identifier or qualifier that is used in the EU traces system, meaning quantity, number of articles here, and the HS heading, our supplier, and the code, the country code where of the supplier. Then we have a free comment field that can be used. That's in the EU traces system, where if you manually enter there is a comment field that can be used for any information that you want to send to the authority. Then the operator type is usually, if you are importing, if you are required to make this due diligence statements. In most cases, or I would say all cases, you are operator in operator role here, and then in this case you would be importing the goods. And then final thing here is the geographical data. So where, for instance, if we are importing wood or harvested wood, for instance, we need to supply the geographical area from which location this was harvested, and that can be supplied with the JSON file actually that you need to. It contains the location coordinates. And that file you should receive from your supplier. And you can have multiple files attached to the supplier. In Odoo, you can attach files to any contact. As you know, these are picked from this supplier form, actually linked to the current supplier. So there is selection of geographical data files picked from that contact. Once we are ready to check the information, we can send it. And now when I pressed send, actually we sent the XML file to the EU Traces web service, and what we are receiving is a status that this is submitted, and then a unique identifier for the record. And if we now go and check here, I can actually show my profile in the EU Traces system just to show you how it looks on this EUDR. And I'm sorry that I was not able to change the language to English now. It sometimes it works, but not always. It stays as Finnish. But still, we have the reference number here. If once the status turns to available, we get the reference number. But this was the due diligence statement information that we just sent a minute ago. Our reference number was the lot number, and then we sent the HS heading code and our type of activity was important, and then the whole actual information that we send we can see on the form here. Once you have this available, this is just, of course, you do not need to come and check, but this is something that you can do, that it's visible also on this web page, all the data that you have sent. And now I noticed that it already turned to available, so I can actually even go here and select this first. It was the second row, actually, this 2504. Once I send it again, we can see that now the status is available, and we have the reference and verification number. So these are the numbers that you will need to send to your customers at the point of delivery. So these are the reference and verification number. So this is the so-called due diligence statement information that you need to attach with your product. Let's go time-wise. We still have time to show on just on the delivery side. It's fairly simple. If we just sell a new set of this product, it was the traded product, and let's sell, I think it was 20 that I registered. So let me share. I noticed that I did not share the screen. So now we are back online. So yeah, let's go back and make a new sales order for the 20 pieces of this traded product. And once we confirm it, we can go directly to the delivery record and then select the lots. Here it's important that we have the lots available. So now I will go ahead and select the one that I just registered. Should be here. No, it's not here because I did not validate the receipt. So that was one thing that, of course, you need to do. You need to validate so that you have the. Let's go back. We still have time for this, and I think it was purchase order 28 here. So now, as we go, we know that we can see also here on the receipt lines that we did receive the reference information for this lot, and then now we need to validate, of course, to take it into the stock, so then we can deliver the same lot. That was my purpose, to deliver the same lot that I just registered. So let's go back to the delivery line and go and take these out. These are not registered ones. Of course, Odoo takes from the lot that we have here, and this was okay. Yeah, okay. That was the size was only 5 pieces for the lot that I registered. But let's take some other ones that have already been registered. I think I should have here still that this one. Let's go and check. Once I save it, I should and validate still the one. Now once I print the delivery slip, I should see the Nope. I think I did not. Yes, now. Let's go back and okay, now they are here. One thing here is that once there is a time delay, as you noticed, that it takes a few minutes for the registration to turn from submitted to available. And what we have a cron running there to go through all the identification numbers and send the data to EU traces. And then if the status has turned to available, then we get the reference numbers and save them together with the lot number. So now we have for these two lots that I'm delivering, we have the reference numbers, and now it's possible to deliver these two lots. The 2504 was the one that we just registered, and it turned to available, and we received the reference and verification numbers with the lot number. So this is now the form how we deliver the information to the customer. But of course, it's available in Odoo database for any use. Link to it's in the stock lot table, so link to the lot. So if you want to send it within any integration, that is also possible. But that's shortly how the functionality of the module, and I think now it is time to turn to questions, if you might have any of those. So let's go back and share the presentation. So, and here to remind, we have version 18 already available. That was the one that I used in this demo, available in App Store. And of course, to remind that once you purchase the module, you will get, for the same version 18, you will get any upgrades that might come in the future. And definitely we frequently update this module. Okay, let's turn to questions if there are any in the chat. Yeah, there is question that is status available. So whenever it turns to available, same as it's EUDR approved. This is not, let's say, this is not like a certification process. So what the status available means, that if you are the one submitting the due diligence statement, then it only tells that, okay, it is available, this statement is available there. So whoever has made the statement is then the information is available to be, for instance, to be checked that it exists, and available for delivering to the next steps in the chains. How does the link between Odoo and the traces work? It's the EU Traces web service. It's an API that they have, and we are sending XML type of message there, and then of course receive the reply. Does this work for older versions like 13? What we now have version 18 available, and will be releasing very soon versions from 15 and higher, so 15, 16, and 17. Is it possible to send the DDS on the invoice as well? The DDS data, the reference numbers, definitely yes. They are not currently, as a default, they are not shown there, but they are available with the lot data, so that is easy modification, of course, put them on the invoice as well. Is it possible to send the DDS without the verification code, that it does not fall into the hands of third parties? Yes, but you, as I think the regulation requires that you send both, because those numbers are needed for the next step, or for whoever receives the goods. They are needed so that they can check whether it's valid or not. So that is kind of, I would think, a requirement to send them both. If there are multiple DDS available, which has the prevalence? That I do not quite get it. Multiple, for the one lot, you can only have one DDS. So that's basically you register based on the lot. And that was exactly why we need the lot information. So we need the weight quantity of the lot that we are using, and we register that if we are the ones doing the registration. So here it's good to remind that you might be doing the business so that your role is only to record them, save the information, and then you will deliver them to your customer. Yes, that last question is very good. Apart from the due diligence statements for timber, there needs to be analysis of the supplier, and that is not in. We do not have like a special, let's say, template for that, because that's a risk analysis of the supplier. One thing, of course, that we have here is the geographical data that you need from your supplier, but the actual risk analysis information you can easily save as for instance as attachment into the supplier card, for instance, out together with the other supplier data in the Odoo. But that is important part of the regulation, and that you do the analysis of the supplier, that it is not, there is no risk that of deforestation in their operations. Do you have add-on geolocation satellite checks for deforestation? No, the JSON files are simply geographical data that you should receive currently, that you receive from your supplier. That part, the geographical, or the location data and the JSON files, handling of those, it will definitely, there will be development done for that. But currently, your obligation is to receive the geographical data from the supplier, and now it's currently something that you can save as a JSON file here, and that is the format that EU Traces requires. Okay, I think we have spent our time already. And next, yeah, please purchase the module from our App Store. Like I said, version 18 is available there. And then we also have a questionnaire that you can fill in after the webinar. So thank you for joining us. And then there was one more question. Do you sell your module to existing Odoo partners, colleagues? Okay, the purpose, of course, for the module is to serve Odoo users. But we are aware that there are customers in other countries than in Finland in the need of the module. So basically, it is the customer who does the purchase. So you might direct your customers to purchase the module from the App Store. But like I said, it's available there. Okay, there was some correction. Thank you. Medium-sized companies in compliance by December. I think I by mistake said that that's in June, but the small and micro-sized companies need to fulfill the requirements by end of next June, and then large and medium-sized companies by end of December this year. Then we have what would be the implementation time for EUDR? That maybe not get the question quite in full. So as I showed this as implementing basically the requirements that are needed. Of course, you need to know the products. You need to know which products are affected by EUDR. Then also be familiar with the directive, also the supplier analysis side, and any information that you might be needed on that side. So, but then technically, fulfilling the EUDR requirements, saving the DDS data that you receive from your suppliers, or making the registration, it is pretty straightforward with this module, like I demoed. So I would think basically it's not huge project to start fulfilling the requirements. And of course, our module makes it a lot easier in day-to-day operations. So otherwise, you would need to do the manual entry through the web interface to EUDR. EUDR module, yes, yeah. We have, like I said, we have the version 18 available currently. And okay, again, correction here for food, it is in December, regardless of the size of the company. But thank you for those corrections. Like I might already mention that I'm I'm familiar enough with the regulation to make the development side, the technical side on the module, but of course you will need to know your own products and the requirements related to your products. Is the module compatible with Odoo version 13? We do not have plan to, at least not yet, to go down to 13. So 15 would be the lowest one that we will release version for this module for version 15 of Odoo. Okay, I thank you for very good questions, and thank you for attending the webinar. I'm available for questions later on through email or basically, yeah. So be in touch if you have any questions about the module in the future. So thank you for joining us.